the Packers quickly went 3 and out, it was you knew a long drive coming. So, actually, to bounce off of what you just said, I researched a couple stats because I was interested for myself after watching the season. I knew when Josh Jacobs was acquired, this Packers team would rely heavy on running it more. Obviously last year we had Aaron Jones, but now Josh Jacobs, who is just a tough runner down the middle, one cut. He's a very explosive runner. And on first downs, the Packers were fifth for running at 40.5%. I mean, it's not that I don't like that. It's when you're playing a team like the Lions, the Vikings, the Eagles, you kind of have to mix it up. And that's the thing I will say when I was watching Detroit, I was like, "Oh, Jared Goff's under center here, 1st and 10. He's gonna hand it off to Gibbs." No, it was a play action to a tight end or something that just was totally unexpected and creative. And it was like, man, if only the Packers had that creativity. Because when the Packers gained 1 or 2 yards on first down, it was like they went back to running the ball again on second down. Well, if that didn't work, you're set up for a third and whatever. So it's like I just wish the Packers had some sort of creativity on the offensive side. I'm not a I'm not against running the football, but when it's not working, it's not working. And with that being said, the passing attempts, they were 30th at 28, which I'm not saying Jordan Love has to throw the ball 40 times because obviously he will turn the ball over. But as you said, in a first half game where he only has 80 yards, it's like on 5 attempts or so, it's like you gotta pick it up. You gotta get him going, because when he gets going, look at the Dallas Cowboys game, 2 years ago. Man, that was a playoff game to be had. The creativity was there too, so I don't know where that went, but nonetheless, shifting over to the Packers defense, I thought this defense was actually pretty good for the most part. The rush defense, at least, up front. I mean, they stopped their opponents to 103 yards on average. Now, I know during the playoffs and, during the Vikings-Lions game, they got exploited. They got absolutely pushed off the football. I mean, the Packers' defense up front actually wasn't too bad, and I'm okay with that because for the many years as a Packers fan, I would have to say, "Stop the run." That's the problem, stop the run. And they finally fixed that problem. Jeff Hafley did a great job this year fixing that problem. Now where the Packers have an interesting problem is the passing game. They allowed, per completion on average, 9.6 yards on average. That's almost a first down. They don't have any corners outside of when Jair's on the field, which he wasn't. I mean, Keyshawn Nixon played okay. But then after that, it's there's no depth. Eric Stokes, not good enough. Carrington Valentine has potential. He just has to maybe play more, but he's not necessarily a cornerback 1 or 2. So, as you compare, Nick, the defense compared to the Lions, it's just not even close. When you have Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs in the back to cover, it's like, forget it. I
And
mean,
Jamison Williams too.
and Jamison Williams. These guys cannot compete with those guys yet. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, it's just the list goes on. And it's only gonna get tougher for the Packers schedule next year. So I'm hoping little little cut into my next topic. I'm hoping the Packers in the offseason can really address the cornerback room and the edge rush position, maybe a wide receiver too, but mainly obviously cornerback. They desperately need one. If Jair Alexander too is another interesting situation because he may not be a Packer. So he most likely isn't. So the Packers do have some nice cap space. I think at 42 million, just under that, because they have to sign their rookie. So I'm hoping the Packers can address edge rushing and a cornerback in the offseason. And I do think that next year the Green Bay Packers will be back in the playoffs, if not fighting for the North again. So this team is still young and they're still coming together. The coordinators, are gonna have to come up with a game plan for next year. They will be back next year. And there is hope. It's just a matter of when will this team put it all together and compete against these top teams. You know, Matt LaFleur has to do a better job coaching, and so he's just getting out coached. So this team is still young, bright future. I do think this season was a little short of what Packer fans may have thought, but I'm still hopeful and I'm still looking forward to the future of next season.